teachers? Who are the most ridiculous parents you ever dealt with? When I met Aiden and his unbelievable parents, his mom handed me a laminated note before his first lesson that said, Aiden will participate when he feels ready. Do not pressure him. He learns at his own pace, and forcing him into the water could cause lifelong aquatic trauma. I figured maybe he was just nervous about getting in the pool. I was dead wrong. In reality, this kid had weaponized his anxiety all the way into a full-time career. The first lesson, 12-year-old Aiden showed up in a full wetsuit, goggles, and floaties, and planted himself in a lawn chair he'd dragged from the pool deck furniture. When I said, okay, Aiden, let's start in the shallow end, he crossed his arms and announced, I'm not ready. You can teach me from here. I laughed, thinking he was joking. He wasn't. My mom says I don't have to get wet until I understand the theory, so explain swimming to me first. I tried explaining that swimming is a physical skill you have to practice in water, but Aiden just stared at me like I'd suggested he juggle fire. That sounds dangerous. What if I drown? My mom says pools are death traps, and I should never go in without understanding every safety protocol first. He pulled out a notebook and started taking notes while I demonstrated strokes on the pool deck. When other kids jumped in for their lessons, Aiden shouted, You're all being reckless. The instructor didn't explain the physics of buoyancy yet. By the third lesson, Aiden had upgraded his setup. He brought a beach umbrella, a cooler full of snacks, and his iPad to document his learning process. When I suggested maybe we could try sitting on the pool steps, he gasped like I'd asked him to swim with sharks. The steps are the most dangerous part. That's where people slip and hit their heads. He started filming me with his iPad and said, I'm going to show my mom how you keep trying to force me into unsafe situations. The breaking point came during lesson 4. Aiden arrived with an inflatable raft and announced he was ready to experience aquatic learning, but only from the safety of his flotation device. He demanded I push him around the pool while he stayed completely dry in his little boat, taking notes about water dynamics. When I explained that wasn't actually swimming, he started crying and called his mom on FaceTime right there poolside. Mom, the swimming teacher is discriminating against my learning style. She says I have to get wet to learn swimming, but that's not how I learn best. She's being really mean and not following my personalized education plan. Through the phone, I could hear his mom losing her mind. She's what? Put her on the phone immediately. His mom started screaming at me through FaceTime while Aiden held the phone up dramatically. How dare you try to force my son into the water when he's clearly not ready? He is a theoretical prodigy and you're being completely insensitive to his unique learning process. Swimming can be learned conceptually first. I tried to explain that you literally cannot learn to swim without getting in water, but she cut me off. That's the kind of old school thinking that traumatizes children. Aiden will get in the water when he decides he's ready, not when some instructor bullies him into it. 20 minutes later, both parents showed up at the pool like they were storming the beaches of Normandy. Aiden's dad marched over and said, We're pulling Aiden from your program. You clearly don't understand modern child development or individualized learning approaches. Aiden's mom added, We're also filing a complaint with the pool management about your discriminatory teaching methods. Just because you only know how to teach swim one way, that doesn't mean it's the only way. As they packed up Aiden's entire poolside camp setup, I heard him tell his dad, She wanted me to actually go in the water, Dad. Like my whole body. His dad shook his head and said, Don't worry, son. We'll find you an instructor who respects your boundaries. They enrolled him in virtual swimming lessons on Zoom. I heard he's now a certified theoretical swimmer who can explain the mechanics of the butterfly stroke, but still won't get in a bathtub.